I'm gonna get this out of the way at the very beginning. I was provided a code for Sonic Colors Ultimate over on the 1st of September. So I've had the game for a little bit, but I'm going to let it be known now. SEGA didn't pay me to say anything in this video. I really want to just let people know exactly what they're going to be getting when they buy a game. But at this point, even after the couple of videos I've made and all the streams I've done of Sonic Colors Ultimate, we need to have another serious talk about it. Despite me already having a video that I did immediately after I finished the game on stream and I uploaded it as its own separate video, but I did want to let this be known. Sonic Colors Ultimate is a game I did greatly enjoy during my playthrough, but after I finished the game, there was something that, though I already knew, it became even more widely apparent, especially once the game was available for those who got the digital deluxe version of the game. Now, the game has a ton, and I mean a ton, of different glitches that you can encounter during this game. Now, what makes my experience so different from a lot of other people was that I, unknowingly, when I ended up getting the game, I ended up getting the best version of the game, that being the PC release. Now, the only reason I initially chose the PC version was purely because most of the other Sonic games I play are also on PC over there on Steam, and I do really support the whole modding scene of Sonic. They're freaking crazy over there, so I love to support them, and I was looking forward to what people may have to offer for Sonic Colors Ultimate in the modding department, so that was an obvious choice for me. But however, I had no idea how much trouble some people were going through. I knew some people would have crashes, I knew that kind of thing, but after everything I've seen on Twitter, I'll say some of the visual glitches that I've seen are so bad that I literally can't show them on this video to you all right now because there are big seizure warning, epilepsy type inducing stuff that people are experiencing on different versions of the game. And honestly, it doesn't matter how much better my version of the game was, that's pathetic. It's inexcusable. And there is no reason anyone should have to be going through this. And I know it's easy for me to say something like that, oh, because I didn't pay for the game or anything like that. But at the end of the day, at the same time, it doesn't matter if you pay for the game or not. It doesn't matter if you didn't have any, incentive to get the game in the first place. You may not even be a Sonic fan. That has no bearing on the situation whatsoever. Anyone with eyes can see that this is unacceptable. It is 2021. This is unacceptable even from the 80s standards. This game was not properly finished, and it is very, I don't want to even say laughable. I guess I just want to say pathetic. I expected more from the people who have worked on different versions of other ports and re-releases at the same time. These are the people who worked on the recent Mass Effect collection and the people who worked on the Borderlands re-releases. I expected more, but at the same time, there are people who literally can't finish stages, people who are just trying to play Sonic Colors, but it ends up crashing 12 times just by the end of one session. Some people that have just crazy colors blasting all over the place, Sonic's model just destroying itself, people being incapable of even using whiffs, the whole gimmick of the game. That is absolutely unacceptable. It just is. There's no way around it. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to really put any pressure or put the blame on anybody, for this kind of situation. At the end of the day, the two people behind this, the people who were in charge of the port and SEGA themselves, y'all should have settled this at the end of the day. And it's not like you can't just specifically delay one version of a game. At the end of the day, they did that with Mania. When Mania needed a little bit more work, they ended up delaying it on just PC for a little bit longer so it can be up to standard for what they wanted the game to be like. I don't understand why the Switch version had to come out right now, or why it couldn't get a little bit more time in the oven. This is just sad. It's inexcusable. Now, again, as I played through this entire game 3 times as of the recording of this video, I did stream through the first, I streamed the first entire playthrough, and I streamed about half the game the second time, because the stream was a bit shorter the second time because I had been kind of worn out because I've been streaming it so much. But as you can see, and that VOD is completely alive for anybody who's watching this video to be able to see as well, you can tell that I had none of those issues that I'm referring to right now in this video. Nothing that I've already said right now, I actually experienced during my playthrough. But just because I didn't experience it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be talked about. It's not my job, or not even my place, to sit here and defend Sonic Colors Ultimate for what it's trying to do or what it did for me, when what it's doing to other people is just around the corner as well. Now, I said Sonic Colors Ultimate is a great game. I said that. And that was just because I had gone by just what I had experienced for, I was saying Sonic Colors Ultimate is better than the original, mainly just because a lot of the little nitpicks and stuff like that are Sonic's eyes aren't blinking enough, or I don't care for Sonic's model enough, and things like that. That was whatever to me. Those kind of things are super subjective, and at the end of the day, I can completely understand anybody being on either side of the spectrum, liking it more, not liking it more. I completely understand that. For me personally, I didn't find Sonic's model annoyingly different enough to the point where I'd even really care. I'm not focusing too much on Sonic's eyes when at the end of the day, I'm not even seeing it most of the game. But I can't, necessarily say that those things don't matter, because at the end of the day, those little things show the kind of effort, and the actual work that went behind this kind of game, this re-release of the game. So things that seem like they were needlessly changed, didn't need to be changed. And I know there's a whole backstory of why this happened, how this happened, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit over my head. But at the end of the day, as a consumer, most people who are watching this video are consumers. At the end of the day, how this happened honestly shouldn't matter. At the end of the day, when you spend money on something or you receive a product, you want to be able to experience the game as you wanted it to be. Not something you shouldn't have to be wishing it was different in a whole bunch of different aspects, or even better than its 11-year-old counterpart. That just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. Now, I disagree with some people's aspects of things, saying, after Sonic Colors Ultimate, you guys really shouldn't want any more Sonic re-releases. I find that to be an extremely stupid philosophy that I keep seeing everywhere. Now, I completely disagree with that. Now, just because all these issues are present doesn't mean these are going to be ever-present issues. Now, again, we're in a day and age of, all this digital era. So, why can't we just expect, all kinds of patches and fixes to happen for this kind of game? Now, again, this is going to be completely unrelated, but again, Batman Arkham Knight, that game was, it definitely had some glitches on all its versions of the game, not so different from Sonic Colors Ultimate, but that PC version literally had to get pulled from Steam. And keep in mind, Sonic Colors Ultimate hasn't gotten pulled from any platform yet. Technically, the game isn't even out at the time of this recording, but the fact that it happened that bad with that game just goes to show you that this kind of thing can still happen regardless of the time period. But what I'm saying is, this should not be happening. That game needed more time in the oven. But if you go and try to play that game now, that game is a completely different experience. 99.9% of those issues that were present originally at launch on the PC version are not there anymore. And that's because the developers cared enough to actually go and make it and experience what people originally wanted from it. Now, some people assume that when the game comes out, it's too late. You might as well give up on the project. We'll do better next time. And there's a lot of developers who think this way. But at the end of the day, I don't think SEGA is one of these people. Because again, there technically have been like 2 patches for it already, because technically the version I played was 1.02. That was the version of the game I played on PC. Now, there was supposed to be another update that came out for PlayStation and Switch that I'm not really aware of mine getting updated to that. I checked and I didn't see any difference for the version. So I'm assuming the update went to the platforms that needed it more. But ever since then, it dang near hasn't really seemed any different. So at the end of the day though, even if it doesn't seem like it's that different, it seems like from what I'm hearing, mainly stuff like Gameland got kind of fixed up a little bit. But at the end of the day, we need more. The fact that they're even willing to patch this sort of thing in the first place goes to show you that they're not above trying to fix their mistake. I am not trying to defend them whatsoever. They should absolutely have to face what they did to a lot of these people. These people have spent money on an 11-year-old game, expecting to get the ultimate version of this game. Now, I'm not saying Ultimate doesn't deserve the title that it's been given. I discussed this with some other people who upload Sonic videos and stuff like that on YouTube as well. This game, I do genuinely believe, offers things that you just can't get in the other version. I do think it offers, added things to the game that make it better to experience it this way than to experience on Dolphin. Especially if we're specifically talking about the Dolphin version. If you play games on Dolphin, you more than likely have a decent enough PC to run certain kinds of games, and I'm assuming the PC is going to be good enough to beat out a Wii game. So that's what I'm assuming. Most people who play colors on Dolphin are playing games 1080p to 4K or 60 FPS and things like that. But at the end of the day, those versions are expected to not be perfect at the same time. I think Sega should be trying to compete with people trying to play on Dolphin. But because of the little differentiations we have between versions, like the remix soundtrack that I genuinely do think I prefer more of, I do like the little bit of darker tone that was given, yet the bloom I do think adds a bit. It's a little too much in Starlight Carnival to me, but everywhere else I think it works just fine. But even then, again, we have the customizable aspects of things. All of that is just things you can't get in the Dolphin version. So I do feel like there was an attempt made, but it's not enough. Some people think these differences that, are between versions is not enough because, again, you had to pay a bunch of money for this, and at the end of the day, you're still not getting as clear of an experience as you were from just booting up your Wii and playing that one. Yeah, you're not getting 4K and you're not getting 60 FPS, but at the end of the day, at least you're not getting a seizure. At least you're able to finish the game. At least you don't feel like you were insulted saying that you'd buy the game anyway. Like, come on here. What happened? What happened here? There is no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this. And I know I've been kind of rambling, going on for a while, but I genuinely just feel like it's time to set things down, literally just put it all on the table. I did not lie when I said Sonic Colors Ultimate is a good game. I did not lie when I said that, because my experience with the game, even now, booting it up now, is perfectly fine. I've streamed the game numerous times, and while I've had my fair share of glitches, the worst of which are nowhere to be seen for me. For my part, if you haven't seen the other video, it has mainly been audio glitches. Mainly, sometimes I'll only hear like sound effects in my left ear, or there'll be a scenario where the Wisp music doesn't play, or the result screen music will happen, and then just stop, way too early. Things like that. But other than that, I have had no serious gameplay issues whatsoever. I haven't even had the game crash on me one time. I was able to stream the game for over 4 hours without this happening. But again, like I said earlier in the video, just because people like me did not have these issues, whether you played on PC, PS4, or Switch, and you didn't have these issues, because I do know personally numerous people who played on all of these platforms and had none of these issues present. But that doesn't mean that they don't exist. There's still more than enough people to make this noticeable. And I promise you, the companies behind this do notice this is a thing, and I really want to put my money on them fixing this issue, because I'm not going to say that they're going to have a day one patch now, because again, technically the game is not out yet. So that means they do have a couple days to actually fix this. Now, again, I'm not fully sure when this video is going out, but it will be out before, the game is actually fully out for everyone. So all I can hope is that they will listen. They have been listening. And even if it's not, an update out being the day it came out, I'm hoping there is an update by the end of the first week or something, because there is a lot that needs to get fixed, even if it isn't everything. They don't need to fix everything in one update. If they could, that'd be awesome, but I know that's not feasible. There's too many different visual and gameplay, glitches that keep happening. Sonic's over here looking like a freaking fish on here. How does that even happen? How does that happen? I don't understand. Again, a lot of the glitches I can't fully show, because most of which that I'm, obviously so passionate about being angry about, are really, really hard on the eyes. So, and I really don't want to risk anyone's health just to watch a video complaining about Sonic Colors Ultimate. Again, I love Sonic Colors Ultimate, but that's why I want it to be better. I want everyone to have the experience I had. I gave away a copy yesterday on PC specifically so that nobody else who plays this game has to go and have that experience. Like, imagine if I went and gave away a Switch copy and that person ended up getting a seizure because they just wanted to play Sonic Colors Ultimate. If I ended up finding that out, that would have freaking traumatized me, man. But at least I know that from practically anyone I've seen play the PC version, no one's had overwhelmingly, a bunch of visual glitches for that version. So that was by far the best version to give out. I hope you're enjoying the game, and I really hope you haven't run into anything crazy like I'm seeing on Twitter. But let me know what you guys think. Have you guys, those of you that are able to play Sonic Colors Ultimate, have you guys have any crazy glitches and stuff like that? Have you been aware of what's even happening with the glitches? Because I know not a lot of people who watch YouTube actually go on Twitter and are active in those communities. But honestly, with how it's been trending, honestly, I feel like you don't even need to be part of those communities to see what's been going on here. But hopefully SEGA will take this in mind. I really have loved building a relationship with this company, which is why I even feel comfortable enough saying this. And, I don't want, there's always that little lingering thing like, oh, after this video, SEGA is never going to want to work with you again and stuff like that, because they've worked with me numerous times in the past, and I really appreciate that. But the fact, I truly think above all else, I have a stronger feeling of I care about this company. So I want this company to do better. I know they're better than this. And there's a reason we all became these big of fans of this company. So I want them to show us how good they can be. Own up to how bad it's been. Own up to it. Don't try to hide from it. Address it and get it fixed. And make sure this never happens again. If they need to make delays for future games, take those delays. It doesn't matter. You can let people get worried, if somebody feels like, oh, the game's been delayed, it's going bad. Yeah, I'd rather take the delay and then it just, being undercooked like this. Because at the end of the day, even if the patches end up fixing the game, everybody who had to review this game or was given a review copy, like I was, or some of the other people, some of my friends, they ended up having a lesser experience because that's the version we were given. Now we have to review a version of the game that was specifically worse. And not only does it just make us think less of the game, but at the end of the day, it also dates the video in effect, because this video is going to mean nothing 2 years from now when the game is flawless. So at the end of the day, I just hope that we do this, when things get fixed. Hashtag fix Sonic Colors Ultimate. I said this way too late in the video, but maybe I'll throw it up earlier on in the video so we can get this going. We need this to trend, and I hope some of my other friends who've been making videos about this as well. We can't just defend it because we had better experiences. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. We've had numerous conversations. Guys, we cannot just keep defending this game because we had better experiences. It's taken a lot out of me to actually make this video. But at the end of the day, we gotta stand up for those people who haven't had as good experiences as we are. Again, these things are happening. We can't turn a blind eye to it. Our response to their, cries should not be, oh, well, I didn't have that happen. We can't keep doing that. So let's do something about it. Hashtag fix Sonic Colors Ultimate.